So at this time, if you have a new business, you have, some one-day views, or you have keywords and you have some placements running. If you have an existing business, you also have added your email list, one-day views, and visits to your website. Now, at $30 to $50 a day, it's going to take us a second to get results, and we don't want to give Google a ton of money up front because they'll spend it very quickly, all right? Especially on the first day. Okay. But a rule of thumb when you want to go and increase ad spend, or what I would actually do is this. I would set everything to $1 a day where you're playing with ads, and I go up here, I go to edit, I go to create an automated rule, and I go to change budgets, and I would set the new budget to $50 a day, or $30 a day, whatever you're comfortable with. I would do this once tomorrow at 12 a.m., and then that's it. I name this Start, because you really want to set the budgets at 12 a.m. because Google kind of plans how it's going to spend throughout the day right at the beginning of the day. If you set it at the middle of the day, you change the budget in the middle of the day, it's going to rush to spend your ad spend and excessively spend your ad spend. This isn't going to be too damaging at $30 a day, but when you're doing it at like $500, $1,000 a day, it can get really stupid. So just get in the habit of doing this. You usually don't want to change your budgets in the middle of the day. It's not going to ruin your life at this level, but it's just a good habit to be in. Now, that being said, when you're at $30, $50 a day, it's going to take a little bit of time for results coming in. Maybe people will buy in the first day. Maybe people won't buy in the first day. But if people do buy, you need to know where they're coming from. You need to know where they're coming from. So what we need to do is I'm going to assume that you've gone and set it up Hyros tracking, or whatever tracking you're using. I don't know how anything else would work. And what you need to do is you need to go here to Easy Setup in Hyros, and we need to go to Ads, go to Google Ads, and we're going to grab the parameter right here that's explained in this video. How we would have set this up for you. That being said, you're going to go and grab and display all your enabled ad groups, and you're going to go and just paste this in the tracking template. And this is going to automatically connect Hyros to your AdWords after you go to Settings, Integrations, and then connect your AdWords account in. Okay? You got to be doing this. You got to connect that in. So then what we can do is we can easily go load up days in our system. Okay, so when you see your first sale or so coming in, you see your second sale, you see other sale, that's when you want to start scaling the ad. You say, okay, cool, this ad is getting sales. You say these ads are getting sales. So I'm going to go in here and hit calculate. And I'm going to show you kind of just how you want to read them. So you can see I have a much more spend on this, but you can see that with this spend right here, I can clearly see my campaigns and where the sales came from. Now you're going to have a lot fewer campaigns. So let's just imagine we're working with these campaigns right here. So I'm looking at these days right here. I can see exactly how much I spent and how much came in. And then I can also go in here and look at who actually bought. You're not really going to consistently see this in AdWords because they can't really track anything via webinars. And so this is going to be kind of more of a 2K webinar example. Your best rule of thumb on an SC webinar, whether it's working or not, you're going to start seeing qualified calls coming in. Okay, and so we would have set up the call tracking for you. And so you can see right here, and we're going to talk about the 2K right now, and I'll talk about the SC here in a second. Okay, these are where these people came from. So when you first start off, you might have 1 or 2 sales. Okay, you might have 1 or 2 sales in like 3 or 4 different ad sets. So it's going to tell you what ad set the person came from. Okay. And then you just go and go, oh, that ad set works. Start scaling it up. As soon as another ad set gets a sale, start scaling it up. Just don't scale the ad sets until they get a sale. And then keep working on driving that CPL down, keep dropping it. Now, if we're doing this on an SC webinar, what you really want to be looking at the very beginning, well, this isn't the number one thing you want to look at. You want to look at money in, money out. But when we go and look at this, I'm just tracking calls in this one account because my iron funnel is still really new and it's not actually the main funnel that I'm working on right now. But if I go right here and put this in and then go load this up, And SC funnels are a little bit easier to see if they're working or not because the calls are a little bit easier to get than a sale. But then you want to make sure the calls are qualified. If you get people in and you're selling a program that's $5,000, you keep getting people to have $10 to their name. You're obviously not being targeted enough in the speech and language of your ads. So you're going to want to make ads that, and you're going to want to make the copy that really gets people that are broke out of there. Right? You don't want to be getting broke people on phone calls. So this is just my basic funnel right here. And so what I'm going to look for is I want to look for the ads right here. And then I want to look and compare it to how much I spent on the ads. And so I can see clearly where my calls are coming from. And I have $10 per call. So I can see I got 2 right here, 2 right here. This one right here generated me 2 sales. So I spent $200. This is just my Facebook. It has to update right now today. But I can come in here and say, okay, cool. So I paid only $20 for this call right here. I paid only, on this right here, I'm paying about $100 per call. This is fantastic. This looks great. Okay? So I'm going to scale those ads up. And so with your phone calls, I'm not going to give you an exact rule of thumb. It depends on your niche, but $100 to $300 per call is usually doable at like a $5,000 offer. Actually, like you can pay a lot more than that per call, but I mean, you want to be swinging about $100 to $300 a call. Okay, you can do $500 a call, but you really shouldn't be getting up to that point. And so then you're just going to look at the ones that are generating calls and scale those up. So the SC funnel is actually really easy to scale because you'll start seeing calls right away. The 2K funnel usually takes a hot second to scale, and it's super important you see where those sales are coming from. If they're all coming from your customers and your keyword and placement ads aren't doing too hot, you're going to have trouble when you start going cold. So you got to understand. So you got to see where the sales are coming from, and then you scale based on it. Then you just go back and you find the ad. Oh, okay, cool. This is the one that's generating the sales. Shouldn't be too hard since you don't have 200 different ad sets and 200 different campaigns. Go back over, increase the ad spend on that sucker. Just go, okay, cool. This guy got a sale. Let's increase it to $75 a day. I would usually increase, if you get a sale on that, what I would do is I'd go from 50 to like 150 a day. No problem. If you want to be super cautious, go from like 50 to 75 to 100. It doesn't really matter. The difference between this and Facebook is like it doesn't explode with just a little bit of scale. AdWords has tons of scale. So I would go from 50 to 200, 150 a day, no problem. And so with placements, when you're going and scaling them up, it's going to cap out really quickly. Placements cap out super quick, like at 100, 200 bucks a day. You're going to really struggle to get them past 300 bucks a day. So what you can do for your placements is go back to TubeSift and add like 50 to 100 more videos that are super relevant. With the keywords, if those are starting to cap out, maybe add a few more keywords that are similar, add a few more keyword targetings. Or instead of increasing this, if you're having struggle getting past 70, 100 bucks a day, go make another type of keyword targeting. That's it. And so you can really kind of go and scale a little bit and get to about 300, 500 bucks a day just doing that. So what I'm going to talk about in the next video is like, all right, we're getting an initial success. How do we go from $100 a day, $200 a day to $500 a day, $15,000 a month, which is more you should be doing about $45,000 a month ROI, gross, when all is said and done from that. So if we get to $500 a day, we need to be seeing a 2 to 3x gross ROI. Okay. Preferably if it's a 2K webinar, about a 30% cash in ROI. You should actually be seeing way more than that when you first start off. With SE, we should be seeing 100% cash ROI. We should not be seeing 30%, 40% cash same day ROIs. It should be doubling the money. Okay? So when we see those results, that's when we really want to start talking about scaling and moving it on up.